Hey guys, good morning. It's Dave Santarelli from BreakingChartAlerts.com. Welcome. Today is Day Trade Friday. Markets just opened here. We got a nice little pop here. Dow's up about 180 points. Nasdaq's up about 110. Peloton, I did a pre-market video this morning. Peloton had a nice pop here after great earnings. They were expecting to see sales and the increase to continue into 2021. They actually just had an upgrade to 115, so that's one we can take a look at for a day trade today. SPY as well, as you can see, small candle today, so not much action yet. You're not going to be forcing trades. We're going to be looking for great day trade setups today and looking to make some money today. So let's see what's moving here. Overstock's up about 3%. Let's see here. I'm just going to go down the watch list quick here. There's American Airlines. Let's look at 3-month daily. Apple, not doing too much there. Pretty flat, up 1% though. But you could see these candles here. These are usually dead bounces when you see small candles like this compared to the serious breakdowns there. So we're going to be watching that for that today. AMD still breaking lower. Amazon's not doing too much. It's up 0.8%, but look at the candles there compared to the previous candles. So we're going to be watching, seeing what the markets do here in the first 15 minutes. Let's search for some good day trade setups. First, we're going to be looking at the 3-month daily, and then we're going to switch it over and look at the today 1-minute charts. Let's take a look at the SPY. Definitely seeing a pullback from the morning's highs here. Dow is up about 115 though. Nasdaq's up about 68 now. A little bit of a pullback from the highs, but still above that 10. Give the markets about 15 minutes. I'm looking at the watch list here. Let's see what else is going on. Chipotle's over $1,300 a share, $13.23. Take a look at Chipotle there. Big breakout on Chipotle over the past month or so. Let's see. Facebook's not doing much. FXI, that's a Chinese company. ETF, not doing too much. Gold's continuing to climb, up about 0.7%. Google's already down for the day now after being up higher this morning. I'm liking those puts that we have for today's expo. Nike had another big breakout. Take a look at Nike, 116.57. That's looking great there, the Nike. And guys, take a look what the account's up today here already this morning. Nice little breakout. We're up about $1,050 here this morning. That's being led by, let's see what that's being led by. Nike and Rocket. Let's take a look at Nike and Rocket, Snapchat as well. Nike, Rocket, and Snapchat. So there's Nike. Here's Snapchat. Snapchat's looking great. And we have Rocket, RKT. Remember why we got those? That's up about 0.32%. Holding that 2250 area. I like the looks of that. We're up about $1,300 now for the day. Snapchat's leading the way, up 20% on our Snap calls. And Nike is looking great today as well. Got up to that 117.50, just about there. Coming back down to support at the 10. Let's see that continue to rise. We'll make sure we keep an eye on the news down here below, the newswire. Let's put on SPY over here. Nice open to the day. Love seeing green like that. SPY's continuing to break lower.
Operation at Motiva Port Arthur refinery since Hurricane Laura shut down. That according to Reuters sources.
We have the Nike September 18th 118 call. I love the looks of that. Guys, take a look at FedEx here quick too. FedEx was moving in the pre-market. Let's see what that's doing now. FedEx got a pop all the way up to 227.75. 3-month daily here. Still holding above that 10. That has earnings next week, remember. And UPS we got as a piggyback trade. Still holding that area of consolidation. Love the FedEx chart there. Nike's coming down to that 116.50 so far and holding. Let's take a look at SPY. Today, 1 minute. SPY is coming down to that 20. Let's see if she could bounce off of that. What trades do you guys have on Disney? Nothing expiring today, right? Let's see. Let's put on.
Present on.
They're doing some ceremonies at the Pentagon now on CNBC. SPY's getting a lift off that 20. 334.75 support.
Down sports could shut up to half locations depending on talks.
Nice job. Ray sold the SPY puts this morning, 100% profit. I'm looking at the Qs up above here. Qs are just about doing the same thing as SPY. And Disney here, if you're looking at Disney, Disney's consolidating between, 132, 135. As soon as you break that 135, that's when you add to Disney trade there.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Always a difficult day, of course, and we recognize some of these transitions can be somewhat jarring as well as we watch the countdown there.
See what Peloton's doing.
At the building, and
Peloton came right down to that 10.93 support, climbing off that 10. That's looking pretty good there.
so over the last few days, the fight over Tiffany, which has gotten very ugly very quickly, although it was brewing under the surface for quite some time. Not that much news. We saw the news yesterday. LVMH also going to file a lawsuit in Delaware. Tiffany is seeking an expedited ruling so they can get moving on a trial very quickly. But so much of it will come down to that letter from the French government, whether or not it's an actual order.
Want to see that SPY break that 10 and break that 335.75.
There has to be an actual order if it's going to be anything. It must be final, binding, non-appealable order. And then they're out of the merger agreement. Barring that, it could be very interesting to see.
SPY's just been continuing lower here,
Whether Bernardo knows
failing to break above resistance.
what Discovery will find. But certainly no shortage of drama there, Jim. I know you've been focused on the underlying business. Certainly have questions about sustainability.
Well, Gary Friedman, the CEO of R8, was talking about
FPIO, Fortress Biotech, getting a pop here to the high.
Gotta hold that 100 today on Marriott.
should be making if you're in luxury, which does call into
It's
question
normally been after that 1020 cross, coming down to support right at that 20, breaking out, support at the 20. We'll look for that break. If the markets pull back, obviously, then the general market's going to pull back as well here.
if we just focus
So we'll keep an eye on that today.
what are they doing wrong? Because boy, the one area that has really held up is luxury spending. And
Qs are starting to break resistance here.
Well, it is coming back. And they
Starting to
are
get a
going
climb.
in the current quarter. I think they've said that, of course, and they are going to show decent year over year, even, I think, Jim, to their defense. That said, they're in malls, as you pointed out.
Dow is now only up about
Not a good
84 points. NASDAQ up 63, 60. S&P's up 12, so pulled back about half from the open.
dividend, but they're allowed to pay the dividend.
That tells you a lot there. So I'm not chasing anything yet.
But man, it really seems to be
David,
there.
Tiffany, how about Simon Crawford?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, then tell me.
Yes, for September 18th Expo at Vilio.
I think we're going right.
That is correct.
Yeah, I think we'll be there in November, I believe it is. Sometimes I forget the dates, but yeah.
Simon Crawford. Simon
I mean,
Crawford
not a
is
strong lawsuit. Not a strong lawsuit at all.
Yes,
I got
that's
people make fun of that complaint all the time, but you never know when you get to court. The worst thing that can happen is they actually have to buy Tappan.
You know what, David? It's funny. You get Royal Caribbean. You get
No.
Norwegian.
If you're not in that, no, I would not get in. First off, it's only a week until Expo. Number two, we're waiting and looking for that break above that 276. If she breaks above 276, then I'd be entering or adding to it. SPY's continuing to retrace here, now coming down to that 50. Breaking below that 50.
No, he is not. He is not. He's an ornery fellow sometimes.
Ornery?
I was ornery. Yeah, what were you gonna go with?
Me.
Me? Yeah, maybe that too. Although I sat next to him, very perfectly pleasant.
CBN, sell side getting a pop here, 14.
Jack, you're probably showing after hours
Showing Victor Michael.
or pre-market trading.
I said, well, I just wanted to meet you. He goes, 33 billion. Put my hand out. That was pre-pandemic. I used to do this thing. David, it's wild. I would take my hand.
Oh yeah, you.
Intel's holding pretty well on that 20.
And give me every single illness they have.
49 is stop on Intel.
About it. Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
There goes SPY.
On M&A, did want to quickly hit Navistar.
See what Snap's doing.
Remember this trade they-
Gold's still climbing.
We also have Icon and Brzezinski
Gold's near the highs.
each as well. They did make, this has been reported, but I can confirm a $43 offer. I'm told by people close to Navistar, listen, it's not going to do it, but it's a starting point, and it's a live matter, and maybe they get there over the next.
Snapchat. Let's see what Snapchat's doing.
Is the hope
Breaking that 24.
for 50? I don't know, but again, they are at least are confirming 43 and saying it's a starting point. That's
Well,
kind of what
somebody
they're
brought it up.
talking about.
There's a phenomenal bull market in things like truck engines.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't talk about it because it's so boring. Look at Cummins. Look at this Cummins stock. Okay, so it's up 16%. It's not going to be Z-scaler, but it's a real company. 19 times earnings. What a fantastic company. Caterpillar-
Nike trade's really taking off, guys. Take a look at Nike.
Rail traffic.
Nike just broke 117 again.
David. Intermodal. Hey, by the way, FedEx just went up 60 points. Does anybody care? How about United Parcel going up 40 points? Does anybody care?
Nike looks like that's going to be breaking much higher.
And in transport, and you know, a lot of it is because of DACA.
No, you're right, and there's some underlying strength. I mean, I had David Berman on, who you know from Durban, talking about 9.2, 9.6% year-over-year sales growth, and those detailed numbers he goes through. Now, most of it is going, as you know, the biggest are getting even bigger, and those, the department stores, mall bases, we know, not doing well. But the numbers, Jim, are going up and rather high, rather dramatically.
Yeah, look, I think that people who think the whole
Hey, guys on YouTube, you guys have any questions? Members in the trade room, any questions? Anything you want to look at while we're watching for SPY to break out here? Nike's still continuing to climb.
22%.
Apple's negative on the day, says Andrew. Let's take a look at Apple.
I mean, David, you can make money and not be in Ring Central.
Okay, if you say so, I believe you.
Dow's back up 112 points right now.
Jim, really
NASDAQ still pulling back, only up 56.
Not too last week. Remember, Altice USA and Rogers
SPY up 15 points.
solicited bid for this Canadian company, family-controlled Cogeco, would end up with Altice USA owning 1.2 or so million subs here in the U.S.
Uber is still on the run. I wonder if Charlotte, are you still in the Uber? I think she was in an Uber trade.
Is not a negotiating position.
That should be an easy $40 target by, I'd say.
So what are they going to do?
The way that's going, though, that could happen by next week, but I'd say by the October monthly expo.
CEO of Altice USA about unclear. Rogers is a large owner here.
Charlotte says she banked on that one already. She's been out.
Over, but I'm not quite sure what the next move
Nice job on that, Charlotte.
Jim, because we didn't really do a follow on what was this rare, strange, unsolicited offer.
Any good upgrades, downgrades, price target changes?
Said, not interested. Go away.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up because this is part of the stay at home. One of the things that just quite unnerved me, and I don't want to be like the late Don Imus here, but I had someone wait a full day for DirecTV to get the dish.
Oracle hook pattern. Look at that big doji.
Three different time slots.
It's a long leg doji right there.
They confessed to me that I can't.
Coming right down to 59.50, starting to climb. That's looking really good there. That looks like that's going to continue to climb. Let's see.
Because they won football, and I haven't seen.
Hate seeing the look of that candle though on a daily.
You want the dish.
Well, markets are starting to climb here again.
They are. I'm sure they'll reach out.
Looking pretty good.
83.5,
Well, DirecTV, yeah, we'll
Up
see what happens.
over $1,000 still for the day.
Not it has a different owner or is at least
1,020. This is the Nike trade right here.
even perhaps
That's doing really well.
by the end of the year. By the way, Altice Europe, don't forget Patrick Drahi making a bid to acquire what he doesn't already own, wants to take it private. Very frustrated with the market values for Altice's Europe. Altice Europe.
Let's see. Wayfair, Etsy. SPY starting to climb there. I was thinking about possibly jumping into a day trade, some SPY calls.
Fixed income markets, Rick, but you haven't had a chance to really talk about this one.
Let's see here. Wayfair, W.
Yes, good morning. Well, we had that
Not too bad there. Up 2%. 6-month daily.
As a matter of fact, if you look at some of the components within, for example,
That's a nice one for about 30 days out there, Gallo.
year over year, these are big numbers.
I like the looks of that. That could be a really good hook up to 300. Big pullback right down to support. I think 300 could be an easy target. She's at 270, 165 now, so that's still about a 28.5 point climb.
Looking for yields to move higher.
That's not too bad.
Money. Let's look at an intraday of 10 notes. The minute the data came out, the yields
Etsy, I'm not a big fan of Etsy, but
that much of that were traders.
could definitely see why you'd like that.
CPI data.
110 would be my absolute stop if I got into a trade on Etsy.
How we may see some higher inflation.
Nike is still on the climb.
Woodine shares popping here for Philly Mendoza Michael.
Let's start out first in August and notice that the yield, the all-time low yield in early August.
No, D, I would not exit yet.
Out and move a little bit more to June and see what the recent high is.
It is early on in the morning and the markets really aren't taking off yet.
There is 70.
And that's our hedge here too. So, you know, we need that as our hedge because if the market does go against us and we don't have that SPY hedge there, then, you know, what's going to protect us from the downside?
Times to finally the dollar index. Here's 1 week of the dollar, and on the week it's actually up a 0.5%. It's holding from some of its trade under 92, which was a rarity, but it's still down on the day. And in the grand scheme of things, it's still down about 9% from its highs.
Still continuing to climb. Look at Nike. Nike's up almost 800 for the day, and that one's almost green. Actually, we're up much more on that now on Nike. Take a look at Nike, guys. That Nike trade is looking phenomenal. Up, that Nike trade just turned green overall.
Apple or Tesla. Both of them are higher after rough weeks. We're back right with this.
Nike is looking fantastic. Are you guys in the Nike trade?
The Bond Report is brought to you by PIMCO.
I think we're going to have to add to Nike. Nike's up 2.5%. I think we could see that continuing to break out next week. Target on that's 120. That's where I'm going to be taking profits on the Nike trade.
How we come up with new ways to serve our customers.
I think we got quite a ways to run here on Nike. Let's see. What did I think we got earnings on something here. Let me look at Nike quick. Nike earnings are on the 22nd. We got the September 18th expo. I think that's going to continue to run because remember Foot Locker FL? Remember what that did after earnings? I mean, she just took a nice climb there after she reported her earnings. Let me see when that was. Calendar FL. That was August 21st. So right here, they reported after the bell. The next day, she had a nice climb, and then she's done nothing but climb since then. And I really think Nike's going to do the same thing.
PFRA, Biofine Spirits, seeing some volume now.
Let's see here. What do we got going on? Facebook's not doing too much today. Gold is still on the run, guys. Might have to do a gold trade.
Company outlook is
GOLD, GLD. GLD is a little bit better.
planning mediation to resolve legal disputes with Wilhelm Zorz and Deutsche Bellation.
That's a nice setup on gold. Nike's still on the climb, guys. Dwayne Watkins says NVIDIA. Check out NVIDIA.
Lease for 2020 NX 300 for $339 a month for 36 months. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Stop the madness.
There's only one Mr. Wonderful.
You are going to get crushed.
And only one.
NVIDIA is looking good there on that climb.
A day of Shark Tank. Tonight starting 7 Eastern.
500 is going to be support on NVIDIA.
TikTok is moving along. We'll see what happens. It'll either be closed up or they'll sell it. So we'll either close up TikTok in this country for security reasons or it'll be sold. I'm not extending deadlines, no. It's September 15th. There'll be no extension of the TikTok deadline.
So TikTok, they're saying, guys, that's going to be gone by September 15th if there's no sale. So go enjoy your TikTok. Let's see. Dwayne Watkins says DGII is breaking out.
Your score is based on that. And the degree of difficulty getting this deal done.
That's a low.
And the potentially export restrictions on AI.
That's a low volume.
And what's going on here in this country.
That's got literally no volume. All these times where you see these spaces, that means there's no volume. Like literally, not a single share was sold here, bought or sold.
Not an easy thing.
So
Everyone's trying to get South Africa.
that's not one that I would like to stay away from that one. You know, you got to look at that volume. That volume's scary on something like that. Let's see. Medlin says Oracle. Oracle's starting to look great here. I'm liking the looks of that. Got some good volume coming in there. Oracle's looking good. Oracle, though, is something I'd like to do a swing trade on, you know, because a day trade, I mean, you see the volatility from up to 62 all the way down to 59, you know, so you could definitely see some big moves on Oracle. So that's one I'd be looking for a swing trade on. Oracle was upgraded as well. Tesla shares rise as UBS doubles their price target on Tesla. Let's take a look at Tesla. Well, Tesla's at the lows of the day, and that's looking like that's going to be turning red soon. Let's see. Medlin says Zoom. Let's take a look. Wow, Zoom is really climbing here. 3-month daily. Now look at that. Retracement right down to that 10, 350 support, and continuing to climb. Ron, this is one that could have an easy 425 to 450 target for next week. Especially after all the schools are coming using their platforms. Let's take a look at a vertical spread maybe on Zoom for next week's expo.
The Land Rover Call to Adventure sales event is going on now. Land Rover, above and beyond.
When it comes to parenting, you're a pro. You know your kid doesn't step around folks. And you know cheap leaky diapers are an amateur move.
395, 400 vertical spread going for 265, 250 a contract. 5, divide that by 2.6. Yeah, she's at 250. You could get this for 250. You could pick up just a $1,000 trade on this. You know, pick up 4 contracts. That's an easy small trade. It's going to cost about $1,000. Net debit 2.60. I do it 2.55. That's not a bad setup right there. That's something you could definitely easily take advantage of, make a nice trade on, and look for that continued climb. Your stop on a trade like this is going to be
To hire whoever I need. Thumbtack has everyone. I can find pros who are a good match.
I'd say we could use
I don't have to make any phone
380 as a stop on that. So that's a great trade idea right there.
City Retail Services in Waco announced new strategic partnership will launch a private label and co-brand credit cards. Wayfair credit card and Wayfair MasterCard will offer 5% back in rewards or financing up to 60 months on eligible.
And look at that. On that pullback, you can pick that up for $2.30 now.
And let us see a press release now
Insurance all the time, but how do you know which one is actually
that
the best deal?
news
That's
reported
why
by
we created
CNBC
Gabby.
earlier.
Gabby is a free tool that's saving customers over $800 a year on average. Go to Gabby.com and stop overpaying for car insurance.
Let's take a look at the week's best performers thus far. You can see Oracle right up there, given the move today after.
Nice job, Avilio.
Along with Tapestry, Logic, Align Technology, and Biorad Labs.
Markets are continuing to pull back, so just about puts on anything are going to make some nice profits here. Let's take a look at Qs. Qs are pulling back again as well. Remember the past 3 days. We opened at the high and then we continued to retrace for the rest of the morning and afternoon there.
Amazing. At your Lexus dealer.
And I'm part of the team building a
Powerful 5G experience for America.
It's 5G ultra wideband, and it's already available in parts of select cities, like Los Angeles and in New York City.
And it's rolling out in cities around the country.
NASDAQ is just turning red now. NASDAQ is red. Markets have just turned red.
Fastest 5G in the world. For the network more people rely on. This is 5G built right. Only on Verizon.
SPY's ready to turn red here as well.
Maritime getting a pop here. Charlie Tango Romeo Michael. Low price stock.
I don't know what's going to happen to TikTok. Do you guys think that someone's going to come in and buy it? Look at SPY continuing to break down, guys. The market is just turning red now. SPY is continuing to break lower. SPY is red. NASDAQ's now down 12 points. Dow's only up about 50 points. Dow opened up about 160, 180 points in the green and has retraced since opening bell. Dow's now only up 30 points. We're continuing to see a pullback here.
States of Play, CNBC and Change Research's exclusive survey. How the virus and economic crisis is impacting
We got some puts in the trade challenge account for next week's expo. We used our profits yesterday from that day trade that we made a 71% return on, and now we are going to be looking for those SPY puts to take off for us.
Last night. I love this because I know that you like the fixed income market. They raised $600 million.
Frank Gen TKF. Giga Metals. And you'll have $1.18 now $1.11.
Ron said he got in some puts on FSLY. That's looking like a nice setup, Ron. I'd have a target of about 74.
They have 52% conversion premium. Who buys that? Other than someone who wants to get short Ring Central and have protection. I mean, oh my, can you borrow money cheaply if you've got the mojo? That's a technical term, mojo.
Got the mojo. Understood. What do you got on the big mojo mad money
I
tonight?
mean, a game plan is game. We're going to go deep into this. Both sides, all right? It is a two-sided argument. A short seller who admits he's short. Hindenburg, which of course was a not great example of a Zeppelin.
Didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Good point. And we've got, we'll take the other side too. We can go.
Ron, are you talking about Fastly?
Maybe we end up at Allenhurst. I don't know.
All right, that's going to be really interesting and controversial.
It looks like the general market's heading lower here, so I don't think anything really is a bad idea on the put side right now.
Thank you. All right, that's Jim Cramer. Well, good Friday morning to all of you, and welcome to another hour of Swap on the Street. I'm David Faber, along with Deirdre Bosa and Mike Santoli. Carl and Morgan are both off this morning. Remember
If you break these lows here on SPY and Qs, you're going to be looking for further breakdown today.
This morning, of course, it is the 19th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. The President and First Lady are at the Flight 93 National Memorial that is in Pennsylvania. We will bring you that moment of silence as well as we've already done the other ones this morning when that begins. But let's start with the markets. Got the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ all on pace for their second straight negative week. And joining us now,
Second straight negative week.
Global Head of Economics at Morgan Stanley, and Christian Bitterly, Head of Capital Markets at Citi's Private Bank. Thanks to you both for being with us. Christian, give me your take on a week like this. Are we expected to see more volatility given the upsurge that we've seen in the last 4 days?
I think we need to put what's happened into context. So obviously we've seen a little bit of a recovery from that initial sell-off.
CIBM, Simdon's largest stockholder, converts $15 million in convertible debt to common stock at $1.50 per share, selling into a Delta Micro.
Joe Callahan says after TikTok, the tariff issue with China will really kick in. I agree with you there. I think that's going to raise tensions with China quite a bit.
Doesn't really need to mean anything more than that.
Does that mean, Kristen, that there's not a lot for an investor to do in reacting to it?
So what we've been telling our investors, and this is interesting, over the past couple of months, we started this in June and July, is we broke the world down into what we call COVID
Shares of
defensive
Cinedigm
stocks
hitting
and COVID
75
cyclical
cents
stocks.
at
COVID
the high,
defensives are basically
79
those
cents
sectors
now on
and those
CIBM.
industries that have received a tailwind from the pandemic, the work from home, the stay at home, and COVID cyclicals are obviously the industries that have been the most impacted. We've been doing some hedging on the COVID defensive stocks, just given that massive momentum and surge that we've seen. So not telling people to totally take their chips off the table, but hedge and lock in some of those gains. And then at the same time, what you can do is rotate into some of these areas of COVID cyclicals where we do think it's an attractive entry point looking out 12 months.
Chetan, to Kristen's point, most of the pullback has not been in sort of the economic...
Delta's holding that 10 pretty well. I expect American Airlines to climb here as well.
Things like that would indicate really kind of a macro
Right back down to support on CCL.
You're looking for a particularly strong global recovery here, V-shaped. What gives you confidence that that in fact is underway?
Well, actually, if you look at the data at the margin, that's telling us that things are going on much faster than what we had envisaged earlier. So we were expecting the global economy to come out to pre-COVID levels by end of fourth quarter of this year. And with the recent upgrade, we now think it will be possible to achieve that in early fourth quarter of this
Looks
year.
like SPY wants to climb here a little bit. I like that MACD starting to cross. I like the candle I'm seeing. Just not liking the markets though today. I think we're going to continue that pullback throughout the day.
And look, I think the most important change that we are observing is that we are able to take the
Lope upgraded to 114 price target. Initiated to buy.
And what was also interesting for the U.S. consumer in the month of August, that we had all these employment support schemes ending, and yet you had a pretty decent recovery in August. And
Let's see what Lope is.
U.S. chief economist is expecting a 5.5%.
This is one of those stocks that look like it's going to continue to break much higher.
That's telling us that things are pretty much on top.
Grand Canyon Education. Let me take a look at this company quick, because if this is a company I think it is, we could definitely come into a swing trade with this and have that strict stop here right around 87.50.
And there's plenty of risk for the rest of the year. So is that recovery continuation, especially without another fiscal stimulus? Is that certain? What should investors be doing given some of those risk events for the rest of the year?
Well, we think that, yes, there are risks. We have to watch out for what happens.
So here's that company,
In the
Grand Canyon Education.
As of now, what was interesting is that
I always look at stuff before you're buying it, see what the companies do.
margin, yes, international travel and tourism is the one which will probably be the last one to come out after vaccine is available. But indoor dining, for example, when you look at the open table data, it was down 60% on a year-on-year basis, the seated diner situation. And that has improved to about 30 to 35% decline just in the last
Not much there, huh?
6 weeks. So we've seen a significant improvement even in the services segment while virus is with us, and we're learning
I think Kroger could be an easy one to day trade here.
Again, services sector is showing up in the jobs data for leisure activity. And we are also seeing a pretty
The options on it are usually dirt
and
cheap
so
as well.
one important number I would like to highlight on that front
SPY's having a nice breakout.
sustaining recovery is that if you look at the U.S. personal income for the consumers in the month of August, it will be a little bit above pre-COVID levels. So
34.50 is going for about 38 cents
the consumers have their
on
needs
Kroger.
above pre-COVID levels.
I could easily get back up to that 35 by the end of today.
That's what gives us the confidence that the consumer is
But
much
that's something I'd be looking at a spread.
what it was before.
You could use this as a paycheck for today's expo.
Do you agree with Chetan's optimistic view, I would say, that this recovery could be self-sustaining, particularly if we don't see any more fiscal stimulus for a little while?
So I think there's one
65 cents to be worth $1. 1 divide that by 0.65. That'd be about a 54% gain if you picked up that vertical spread that expires today. A little over that now. So that's 63.
So I think you can break this
SPY, let's see what SPY who's going to hold that 2050 now.
down. We're keeping a
Or if she's going to retrace back down to that 10.
and definitely making sure that our portfolios are positioned to withstand that volatility. I do agree with the comments, though, looking at the U.S. consumer and the fact that the U.S. consumer was actually strong coming into this crisis. And so when we're looking at the fact that we do see the improvements,
Ray, I think that the Republicans in the Senate are going to pass the stim bill. I don't think it's going to pass in the House. And
positioned to add diversity.
I totally agree. I don't think we're going to get anything until after the election.
Important is when you're looking at opportunity.
Democrats are so sure that Biden's going to win, so they're going to hold off on passing the stim bill in the House.
Bounce back and recover, and we tend to have a very home bias, very strong home bias when we think about building our exposure and how we're going to allocate portfolios. So we're actually encouraging our clients.
It's pretty sad how politics are like that.
As another way
Should be putting the American people first.
And Kristen, just to tie it up, how are you thinking about longer-term expected returns for your investors? Because even though we have a lot of kind of factors that look like we're at the beginning of a recovery cycle, valuations might not really match that.
Really sick, Ian. If they cared about the American people, they'd be passing it in the Senate and in the House and get those funds to the unemployed or every American, I guess. I don't know what the limit is this time on the income, but SPY's pulling back down to that 10. It's what I mean about watching for those fake out guys. You know, you saw how we stayed still here, watched the market. There was just a little bit of a break out there. Let's see if it's going to hold, climb, drop here. We're getting down to that 10 right now again. And we're looking at 334 as base support here on SPY. If it breaks below 334, we're going to see a larger market pullback like we did yesterday.
And stimulus equal to about 8% of their GDP. So those are the opportunities where we actually see the potential for strong.
I think there's a big urgency, Avilio. You know, you see all these unemployment claims, the continued claims.
Chetan, thank you very much. This one.
Thank you.
Once the vaccine's safe and ready, you know, and the American people could take it, then this stuff will be behind us and we'll just continue to climb from there. But if they're not helping the people out here, you know, what do they expect? People are going to be losing their homes, their cars. They gotta start helping people out again. Borrowers extend bailouts as foreclosure risks rise. Look at that. We're just talking about that. 3.7 million, 7% of active mortgages are at foreclosure risks right now. Look at the market dropping on that news. I don't think house prices are going to go down though, Ian. You know, because the wealthier are just going to come in and pick them up. You know, like whenever you have a rotation, there we go, new lows on SPY. Markets are breaking down here. We are in our puts. They're looking good. Guys, if you want me to give you a put idea for the rest of today, I could certainly do so. We're already in the puts we got from yesterday, but we could certainly look at another put trade. Alrighty, so let's take a look here.
Those closest ahead
the IBM Cinedigm now at 86 cents, up 20%. Charlie India Delta Michael, CIBM.
SPY. I'm looking in the trade challenge account here to make a SPY put trade.
Convertible debt of the common stock at $1.50 per share. Shares hitting 86 cents at the high now, 84 cents on
Let's see, September 11th. We'll look at the 330.
a low of 64 cents earlier.
333 is going for about $1.44. Limit 1.44. I'll do 1.4. I'll wait for that to break though. Let me refresh quote here.
So while some of the numbers are improving, the forecast for foreclosures are deteriorating. The number of seriously delinquent mortgages that's at least 90 days past due, they've more than doubled from May.
All right, I put in an order for $1.43. The 333 strikes. They are not executing just yet.
Could double again by early 2022, which could seriously hurt home prices and home equity. Foreclosure filings now are still historically low, but they actually jumped.
There we go. We just got executed. So this is a trade I'm going to be holding for the end of the day. So I just picked up 3 SPY at 143. September 11th, 333 strike put on SPY. And this is trade challenge accounts. And of course, this is a day trade.
Session and certainly prior to the open of trading. We're going to take an in-depth look at the stock. Next, stay with us.
Stay restless with the icon that does the same.
So that's going to be one we're going to be holding towards the end of the day. I'm not worried about that. We got 3 contracts there for about a, $400 and some trade in the trade challenge account. If that pays off like we think it will, and we drop down below that support area, that's going to pay off huge for us. And here's the beauty. Still up about $750 in the main account for the day here on that climb.
When the world gets complicated,
Now let's build that trade challenge account here.
Fidelity Wealth Management, your dedicated advisor, can give you straightforward advice and tailored recommendations. That's the clarity you get with Fidelity Wealth Management.
Online dating? I know people meet that way, but where would I even begin?
Open laptop, go to ourtime.com, look for free
I'll share the link with you for the live,
on Our Time.
the live video, the live Zoom.
All I've ever really wanted to do is find out what's up and give it to people straight. We have journalists in the far corners of the universe. I can't wait to get all of those resources under 1 hour-long newscast where we can deliver the facts of the day clearly and concisely in context and perspective and tell people what's happening.
Let's see, that Nike is still on the climb there. Nike is looking like a hell of a move here. I mean, look at how the market pulled back, but Nike's still near the highs. That's a really strong sign of momentum here. There's new highs on the day on Nike on that candle. Logan Swanson on YouTube, he asked a great question. He says, I want to quit my job and day trade for a living. First off, you should learn and virtual trade first, and I could help you with that. E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, they both have great virtual trading platforms with live real data. So you can follow our trade plan, watch how we trade, and trade virtually before you start trading with real money. And that's a big suggestion I give everyone. Okay, and then he says, where should I start? I trade on Cash App, but I'm limited to 3 trades a day. Okay, I never heard Cash App. Isn't Cash App like
It's getting a top here.
It's like Zelle.
it's like Zelle? So do you trade on it? I didn't know you could trade on it. But I wouldn't be trading on Cash App. I'd be either trading on TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Interactive Brokers. They're great. But if you have under 25,000, you could trade, you could day trade as much as you want as long as you're using the available cash for withdrawal there. All you need is a cash account with level 2 options, non-margin.
Into the home. When you have a choice of working out at home with fantastic instructors, with a very supportive community, with a
Let's see. Capel says, could you look at AGNC? AGNC starting to climb here off those lows. Looking good, guys. There goes Nike. Big climb on Nike. Nike trade is up $1,000 now for the day. Nike is breaking out. That might get to 120 today. Keep an eye on Nike, guys. I'm telling you, that's a good breakout here. You saw during that whole time the markets were pulling back, Nike was holding consolidation, holding that 117 area, and now we're starting to see a nice breakout.
Good enough. The results, like we've seen from some of the other stay-at-home names. I mean, Peloton really blew expectations, even the highest expectations.
Dow is up about 140, Nasdaq's up 11, and S&P is up about 12 points right now.
I think it's more a combination of a stock that's more than triple year to date.
AGNC is holding that 1020.
Pharma getting some big volume now. November Michael Tango Romeo and MCR.
Let's see if we got anything else we could be day trading here.
Plus a very bullish outlook, frankly, more than
70 cents, 71 cents on 9 liters Biopharma, up 10%.
expand profitability further.
Andrew, if you want to pick up a day trade on Nike, I'm all for it. You know, Nike is a hell of a good setup here. Nike, if you wanted to do a day trade on that, you could pick up the 118 for 45 cents, 44 cents. That's not bad. Or if you wanted to, you could do an in-the-money vertical spread that expires today. Look for those max net gains.
Their software, hardware,
Back up over $1,000 for the day.
Do you agree with that? And does that come at the expense of gyms, brick and mortar gyms?
$1,075 gain.
The way that people work out is fundamentally changing.
Here are those SPY puts. So you see how the SPY puts, they're a perfect hedge. You know, yeah, we're down $561 or $567 on the SPY hedge, but our long calls are making us money here. And that's important with a successful hedge. You got to remember that. And we're going to be going over our next class there with hedging and when the proper time is to be hedging your trades.
Complement to a gym membership instead of just a turnkey solution like it is right now.
Charlotte says Disney's planning on opening 50% of hotels and resorts by end of the year.
To be a total Ford with Nicola. Citron will cover half of all legal expenses. You can't slap the truth away, explains why Milton sold at $10 this June. Nicola response warrants an SEC investigation to maintain integrity of the EV market. That tweet now from Citron Research on NKLA Nicola.
If you see SPY here, if we were really truly having a breakout, you'd be seeing SPY get back up to that 340. But it's not looking good for SPY there yet.
Now, again on that Citron Research tweet.
And look at how the 10 is starting to cross below the 20. So those of you that know our trade plan, let's take a look at this. Let me zoom this one out. Nike is still on the run. What a beast. We're up $1,100 on Nike today. So take a look here at SPY.
Shares of Nicola at 33.15 now.
33.15.
12% now on NKLA following that Citron tweet.
Will be left to Peloton. I guess the question is,
Let's see. Logan says, thank you. I have about 12,000 to start with. How do you like Peloton stock for options maybe? Are you live like this every morning? We're live every morning, Logan. And then if you're a member of ours, we trade live from about 9:30 to 11 and then 2 to 4 each day. And that's on our website, breakingchartalerts.com. So SPY here, what you're looking for is look at how that 1020 cross is starting. Let me get my annotation up. So you're starting to get that 1020 cross. You already had the MACD cross back here, right? So there's check number 1, check number 2, and now, well, that's almost check number 2 once that 1020 crosses. If you cross below this area of support here, this is support on SPY. If you drop below this, you're in serious breakdown momentum. So if you get a candle below this support area like this, if you see that red candle below support, you're going to be looking for that to continue down to that next area of support, which is going all the way down to about, horrible drawing a straight line.
Cinedigm getting a pop here.
So 320 a share is going to be your next support. If she's at 335 now, 320, that's a big, 10% pullback there from where it's at right now.
Interesting from John this morning saying it's smart by them to take cash and get out of the market. But so other competitors, Apple's a big one.
And then we have 300 as our S2.
Since we launched coverage earlier this year, and so we are expecting to get some.
So there's S1 support 1, and then here's S2 support number 2.
In October, and the big question is what that will include. I think that it will include.
And as you can see here, let me.
Boot camp, something like that. But the key is that it's not going to be free. There was articles mentioned that it's going to be part of a paid bundle of services. So
DLPN, Dolphin Entertainment, now popping here.
Such a huge head start, and really you have thousands of hours of content.
80 cents DLPN.
Our Nike trade, guys, is up $1,200 now, over $1,200, and we're up almost $1,300 now for the day. Now we're up over $1,300. Nike is really pushing us forward here.
Right, and those great instructors too. It's quite the
$1,320 now profit for the day.
one of the metrics I found most
$1,320.50, and that is, look at, this is Nike right here. There is that Nike trade.
What does that tell you about Peloton's addressable
Nike is rocketing higher.
For example, Planet Fitness customers
We're up $1,400 now on the day, and that's being mostly driven by Nike. Here's those SPY puts. The SPY puts are losing us about $780, right? So this is important. We're down $780 on the SPY puts, but we're still up $1,320 for the day with our longs making us some money here. Snapchat's really taking off. This is a snap here. Here's Snap. And that's looking great. This is Intel right here, INTC. I really think, though, the market's going to continue to break down today. We're still climbing on SPY. Now up about 1,500. Oops.
And Jonathan, I didn't mean to say that, they're taking customers away from Planet Fitness, but
Let's see, what else do we got going on here?
elevated valuations. Does Peloton have
Facebook. I want to see Facebook start to move.
Are they going to be able to do that by simply pricing the bike and the treadmill lower?
There's certainly a good potential for that.
You mean CCL or CCCL?
The model really relies longer term on gaining.
Nice climb on Carnival Cruise. Yes, it is. Looking good there.
Trevor Milton now tweeting.
The number of members who pay
Is everyone needs to know I'm
Nike. Look at Nike go.
He has to provide evidence like I always have. I have nothing to hide. Zero is a simple point I can't comment on right now as a leader. You get S on sometimes and you have to take it and watch it, and it hurts you and others.
Jonathan and Bernie, thanks for being with us this morning. Peloton shares up about
From the
4%.
Nicholas
Mike.
CEO.
All right, thank you. Yeah, our ETF Spotlight right now, taking a look at the First Trust Cloud Computing ETF. The ticker is SKYY. It is up more than 25% year to date, currently up about 0.5%. It is a little more than 10% below its recent highs, down along with most of the tech group. And this ETF getting a boost from
When is Snowflake IPO coming on?
quarterly results, helped by an increased focus on cloud-based products and services as more people continue to work remotely. Oracle right now up double digits for the year and up 4%.
Definitely need to research that more.
Stay with us.
Snowflake IPO.
Kroger, executive says total related costs, investments in associates appreciation, including safety and supply chain, total about $250 million in Q2. That's Kroger on their call.
Incomparable design makes it beautiful. State-of-the-art technology makes it brilliant. The visionary Lexus NX.
Lease the 2020 NX 300 for $339
Let's see here.
How do we manage it?
Every business is like a lemonade stand. I've got customers.
Let's see what Spy's doing.
Thanks, Jimmy. I manage all the spending in my business and control it easily. And I do it all with Coupa.
Coupa, huh? Frank, get her a chair.
Coupa, everything you need for business spend management.
Before money, people traded goods, tools, cattle, grain, even shells represented value. Then currency came along. They made it out of copper, gold, silver, wampum. Soon people decided to put all that value into a piece of paper, then proceeded to wave goodbye to value, printing unlimited amounts of money as they passed the buck to the future.
So that's basically just like
And your investment in the Grayscale Fund.
any other cloud platform.
Go Grayscale.
Data warehouse, data engineering, data science, data applications.
Wish my trading platform worked like that.
Well, have you tried Thinkorswim? This is totally customizable. So you focus only on what you want.
Okay, it's got screeners and watch lists.
It can even see how your predictions might affect the value of the stocks you're interested in.
Now, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it'll free up more time for your true crime shows.
British big.
Retail and SPG, healthcare, life sciences, technology. They deliver insights, power innovation, and scale effortlessly.
If you're looking for a Hollywood premiere with a bona fide showstopper,
NLOK, Norton LifeLock, October 24 quote, now 1100 contract. That's NLOK.
see Sunday night, Cowboys, Rams on NBC.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Sue Herrera. Here's your CNBC
November
News
Lima
update
Hospital
at this hour.
Kilo.
At least 20 people are
Let's take a look, see if there's any unusual options activity we could look at this morning here.
Winds have eased a bit today, slowing the spread of the blaze and helping firefighters make
Those California wildfires, I was watching that this morning. Unbelievable.
flee. Dozens
A whole town was wiped out.
more than 500,000 people have been ordered to evacuate.
Anyone here from California?
Of that state's entire population.
Hope you guys are staying safe. All right, let's go over these unusual options activities. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the next few minutes here, and I want to go over these unusual options activity that are just starting to come up here for the day. Okay? First off, I want to look at some that are expiring today, because if we find some expiring today, obviously we might find some really great day trade setups there. And then we're also going to be looking for something maybe next week's monthly expo, or for October 16th monthly expo. So I'm just going to go down the top 20 unusual options activities so far that are coming out for September 11th. We'll take a look at those and we'll see what else we got going on.
Wow. Do you think you overdid it, maybe?
Overdid what?
Well planned, well invested, well protected.
Oh yeah, be confident to and through retirement.
We got no free pass. Everything we have, we've got. The unmistakable
AX NX 40 strike call for September 18th. They're picking up.
3/4% now, Papa Romeo Tango Kilo.
Looks like that might get a good climb. Not something I'm interested. MPC, Marathon Peak Corp. They are picking up the 35 strike calls on this. They're looking for that to come down to that support and get that climb there right from that $30 support and climb back up to that 35, which is going to be the next resistance.
Kroger
Netflix.
says from mid-July to mid-August.
They are picking up today's expo on Netflix. They're day trading the heck out of this Netflix. They're picking up the 490 strike calls here for today on Netflix.
Lower back to
So here's Netflix. They're picking up those 490 strike calls. And this is what they're picking up here. If we take a look at the option chain. They're picking up, let me put that over here so you can see it a little bit better. They're picking up the 490 calls that expire today. So they're picking those up dirt cheap. That's actually really cheap. About $3.13, $3.12. So $313, you're going to control 100 shares in Netflix. They're picking up those 490s. Look at the volume coming in for those 490s and the 495s there. Huge volume coming in for those.
FLDM Fluidine now with a tweet now.
Fluidime. SPY's starting to break down here, guys. Just breaking below that 10, 20, 50 SMA. Let's see if she's going to hold at 335 support and start its climb there. If not, we're going to be looking for a retracement back down to that 334.
That's FLDM Fluidime.
Is still very much a thing across this country. That's a message from Kroger, the largest supermarket
Bob
chain
Shelby,
in the
Delta
U.S.
Michael.
Rodney McMullen, the CEO, just speaking right now on the conference call to investors, talking about this change in habits they're seeing from the consumer. McMullen saying,
Wow, Josh, make sure you're staying safe out there. It's a big fire.
That's a direct quote. He says they're seeing a lot of first-time
Netflix has been pretty weak, hasn't it? Look at the 3-month daily. But if she's coming down, she's got strong support right here at 475. Take a look at that support areas. So that's some pretty strong support right at that 475.
Secondary listing requirement for local firms and overseas stock listing rules.
They were up 14.6%, better than expected. Digital was the driver.
So if she's holding that 475, that next resistance on Netflix is going to be about. Wow, that was a nice straight line there. Of course, though. I always had to screw that up. So we got 525 as our next resistance, R1.
COVID costs, that's another discussion point here on the conference call. The CFO saying cost them $250 million during the quarter. There's a lot of talk about associate appreciation. They had to spend
Resistance 1, support 1. We're watching SPY over here. I want to see it hold that 335. If it doesn't hold that 335, we'll be looking for that support at 334. So it's really important. You see how it's coming down to that support area here at 335, and so far it's climbing. That's what you want to see if you're bullish. Now, if it's a bearish move here, you're going to see that red candle below that 335, and then we're going to be looking for that next support. So S1, 335. S2 is going to be at 334 here on SPY.
And Sarah, I know you've been focused on this ongoing storyline about food pricing, food inflation. We also got CPI numbers today.
Andrew, did you pick up that trade ID on Kroger?
103 in the past 24 hours.
Kroger's looking good there, starting that climb. Needs to break that 34.50.
This past month of August than they have been in prior months. And part of that is a moderation in prices and
Bahrain
things
to
like
normalize
meat and
ties with
poultry.
Israel.
Remember, during COVID-19 and the pandemic, there was a huge squeeze on supply of meat because of the workers.
Let's see what Oracle's doing. ORCL. Avilia, are you still in Peloton? Oracle pulled back quite a bit there. Let's see, Peloton definitely pulled back from the highs this morning. About, what, an 8-point pullback there. Stock's up about 3%. Did you ever hear of Peloton, Natalia? You did, yeah? Did you? Well, oh, you don't use. You obviously can't use. You could use one. Wow.
I use my prosthetics.
Oh, you use your prosthetics with it?
Got
What's the big thing though about Peloton? You could buy any bike and cycle at your house. What's the big thing about Peloton?
So the thing about Peloton is that it comes with the exercises. Like you make a membership and you get like all the exercises for you to follow on the screen. And you can also like watch things on the bike. It has like almost like a
You get
tablet.
live people, right? That are. Do they talk to you and like say, "Yo, start pedaling harder" or something?
Yeah,
or?
like you have like teachers and stuff.
Oh, so it's like one-on-one?
I don't know if it's one-on-one, but it's like there's people like guiding you.
I was looking at those. The memberships are not. They're like $5,000 for a bike.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive.
I'm like, damn, I could get my mountain bike there and just put it on a station. I don't know. I'm pretty cheap when it comes to my health, you know.
Picking up in store, getting delivery where they never have, and what they're hearing from those customers is that they do plan.
One of my cousins does it, but to me, like, I just don't understand why you just don't get on a damn bike and go for a bike ride, you know? To me, that's more relaxing than sitting right here, pedaling and...
It is though,
You
Well,
know?
the problem is that like there's a lot of people that don't have the time for it. For example, if you had one right here at the office, you can be working and then like stop during
Yeah, that's true.
lunchtime and then just do it. You know?
That's true.
Now being consumed at home.
There's just people that
Coffee,
they don't want to leave
oatmeal,
home.
cereals, really helping some of these categories. The longer these trends stay with us, as the pandemic stay with us, the longer
Ron says it's all marketing. Ron's the marketing guy there. He's got a big marketing agency. I've checked them out. He does great with doctors and dentists and things like that. Let's see. RRR, check it out. I want to take a look at Peloton bike prices quick.
Yes, you will. All right, David.
Thanks, Mike. And thank you, Sarah. Vital Farms reporting its first quarterly results since
That's crazy.
late July. The largest producer of pasture-raised eggs in the United States, seeing revenue growth of nearly 85%. This is consumers continue to cook at home. Joining us now is Vital Farms CEO Russell.
Logan says he's got one. It's the biggest waste of money.
With us, Russell, thank you for joining
For $3,000, that could get me chicken wings for a month.
I mean, I do think that you see the screen right there,
And the stay-at-home trends
and it
continue.
kind of
Yeah, it looks cool there, but you know.
I do think that like if you have an iPad, for example, you can just download a fitness app.
Exactly. What do you need to pay $5,000 for when you can have an app that's going to do the same thing?
That is what I think.
Like, to me, it's just, I don't see that company.
It's just for the hype.
Yeah. And I think, well, here's the big thing why Peloton's doing so good. Bikes are literally sold out.
Yeah.
We tried to go get bikes. They're freaking sold out. You know, you can't get those anywhere. I looked everywhere for a bike. SPY's breaking down, guys. Just broke below that 335 support. Let's see if that continues to break down here now for the rest of the day. There we go. SPY's dropping big. Wow, look at that candle there on SPY.
Popping to the high, 68 cents.
What a drop there on SPY. Let's see if that momentum continues lower.
Uncertainty. How concerned are you about weakening economics and the inability perhaps?
I think if they could market that and, you know, get that to where it's at, we could market this. And, you know, because we're actually, we're changing lives here. But that's just going to spend your money out of your bank account.
Maybe if we start giving people tablets too.
That said, I think people at many income levels.
Well, Mike Antheil said Peloton changed his life. He said he burns 1,000 calories at lunch every day, rain or shine. Wow. Mike Antheil, though, he looks like a bodybuilder, you know? Probably comes easy to him. Look at our Nike trade, guys. Take a look at Nike quick. We're up $1,400 on our Nike trade today. Nike's nearing, I hope someone got in that Nike trade idea this morning. She's still breaking. She's going to reach that 120 today.
Trends when it comes to groceries are here to stay. A journal piece this morning also talking about the Whole Foods CEO, John McKee, says that many won't go back to shopping in person. So I wonder if you have a digital strategy, if you're considering something like direct-to-consumer.
One of our members says, Dave, market yours as a lifestyle change and how good the lifestyle is, and you'll get people to sign up like ants on honey. That's what we're trying to do, Colin. First off, though, what's important to me is making sure that the education's there. You know, because my big thing is I don't want to focus on getting people signed up and they not have a clue of what to do there and then just being thrown in things. So that's why we're building out the education suite. I'm the type of person I like putting people first. So I want to build out classes from beginners to advanced traders, and then I'll market that really well. That's what's important. Tom Tagling from California says, wonder who that guy is. My wife rides her Peloton every day. I think he should get on it too, right? He got the haircut. Now he's got to get rid of the Santa belly. We love you, Tom. Tom just visited us here from Florida, or from California. Great guy. Yeah, they still got some Oreos for you, Tom. Wow, look at Nike. We're up $1,500 on our Nike trade today. That's insane. Insane. And I think that's going to continue to run there.
Well, so we
SPY's having a nice break out there.
the exclusive egg for Blue
But if you look at that choppiness on SPY. So choppy there. There's no clear direction yet. Nike's still continuing to climb. Looking good on Nike. Colin says Lyft just keeps going. LYFT. Lyft is looking good. Oh, look at the 6-month daily on Lyft. Colin, that's a heck of a find there. That's looking really great. The thing is, though, Lyft doesn't do like a Uber Eats type of thing, does it? They should. You know, they already have the platform there. They should be competing directly with Uber Eats.
Which one?
Lyft.
Yeah.
They don't, do they?
They don't.
They already have the platform for it. That CEO needs to get with it. Tom says Santarelli belly. That's funny. They used to call me. What was it in school? Santa.
Asiago.
Yeah, the Asiago was baseball and football, because I used to always bring Asiago cheese on the field. My family's Italian, you know, so we made cheeses, we made wines and stuff, so did that. Lyft is looking good, though. That's an easy target to that 32.50, even the 35 area. That's looking good. So you got that. Let's zoom in a little bit here. So I'm going to go over this. First off, up $1,300 here, and you can see that Nike trade is a beast. We're up $1,400 on the Nike trade there, and we're up $1,300 for the day, and that's even including the $1,000 we're down on the SPY puts. So that hedge is a successful hedge, and we went over that yesterday. That's why it's so important to be properly hedged, and that's going to be our next advanced class for our elite members, is properly hedging and how to properly hedge your account on those pullbacks, so you don't see those huge drops on those big days. SPY just keeps getting up 4 areas of resistance here on SPY, so that's telling you quite a bit. Got to break out of that resistance here for SPY to possibly continue up to 339 or 340. What do you guys like, though? Lyft over Uber? FedEx is really taking off there. FedEx is looking great. Look at that breakout on FedEx, guys. Huge breakout on FedEx. FedEx earnings are next week. Remember, we got UPS calls in the Trade Challenge account. UPS is just starting to take off. There's that 1020 cross on UPS. We could be looking for that 160 target by the end of the day on UPS here. That's a really nice setup here on UPS. Markets are continuing to climb. We're up over 1,400 now for the day. All right, now we're up 1,500 on the day. Wow, we're up 1,600 now for the day. That's how I like to see it. Look at that, $1,573.50, and that's including the SPY puts that we're currently down on. Properly hedged are so important. We're up $1,600 on that Nike trade, and that was posted yesterday on the breaking charts on YouTube there. That's on the current trades tab there on YouTube. So I bet you a lot of people got into that. Look at FedEx still continuing to run. UPS is on the run. We're up 1,600 now on the day. What a breakout.
NKLA, Nicola Corporation getting a pop here at 3207.
NKLA getting a pop.
Following the Citron tweet saying that we pay half the legal expenses for Hindenburg research. Shares now
CEO
at
Michael Corbat announcing Jane Fraser will succeed him as the bank's next chief executive in 2021. Leslie Picker is taking a look at this historic move and some of the implications around it, Leslie.
right, this move was a long time coming. For years, Wall Street was criticized for having only men at the top. Remember this exchange last April in Washington.
I know it's difficult to go on the record sometimes.
Look at FedEx running. A huge run.
All white men.
Nice thing about it, we're in that UPS trade. That UPS trade's starting to climb here.
Be a female or a person of color.
He asked these CEOs to raise their hand if they plan to appoint a female or minority successor. If you recall, not one hand was raised. But
Avilio says trade idea on Spotify. That's got a nice breakout there, Avilio. I'd be looking at that 251 as a target for today if you're day trading it. If you're swing trading it, not so much. SMA clusters breaking down there, and that has so much froth there. Tom loves that word there. So much froth built up there. I think that could pull back down to about 200 if the market pulls back there. But so far it's been holding that 240 area pretty well. But if you're day trading it, she's got some momentum today. You could be looking at about 250, 251. But to me, it's not that strong of a breakout that I'd take advantage of. Nike, still climbing. Look at Nike go. That's going to be one you want to take a look at. That's going to be an easy 120 target. That should easily get up to that 120.
If board diversity, though, is an indicator of C-suite diversity, it's certainly a lagging one. Women hold 17% of board seats globally.
See what SPY and Qs are doing. SPY's just hanging out there for right now. Qs not doing too much yet.
Shares of Chewy under pressure despite a smaller than expected loss and a beat on revenue. The company said it added more customers in the first half of 2020 than all of last year. Shares are down nearly 6%, but remember it has been on a...
Hey Charlotte, I saw your post too. Congratulations on your son with that achievement. Great job. We'll see you later. Be safe out there. There goes Q starting to climb again. See what Nike is doing here. Nike is still looking great.
CKPT actually high today, 383.
Let's see, where's our Snap trade? Snap's up 25%. Disney is finally starting to climb here. Take a look at Disney. There goes Nike again. Another big breakout on Nike, up 1,700 on Nike. Look at Disney. Disney came down to that 130, 131 today. She's back at 133 now, continuing that climb. Just turned green for the day here. Let's take a look at the 3-month daily, and it's still holding that 10. So this morning, you guys remember in the trade room, you know, it was down below that 20, 131, got all nervous there, but so far it's holding that 10 right now. That's why it's so important to watch where that candle is by the end of today, because intraday, it could drop down to 130, it could get up to 135. What we care about, especially with our trade plan, where is that candle ending at near the end of the day for swing trades? Day trades, that's all we care about is today, 1 minute or 5 minute, whatever it is you're trading off of. But the swing trades, we're looking at that daily chart. That's what's important there. Snapchat looking ready for a nice breakout here too as well. And Snapchat options are pretty darn cheap.
Gabby saves users over $800 a year on average. Go to Gabby.com and stop overpaying for car insurance.
This is great from Unico. Each crate has an awesome science, art, or engineering project inside. Parents can order online and it ships right to your door. Learning has...
You could pick up the Snapchat trade for September 18th Expo. You could pick up the 24 strike for 75 cents a contract. That's insane. So at $25.50, just a $1.50 climb, you're going to make 100% return. I love that. That's something that's really cheap that you could pick up. It's pennies on the dollar here, and it's a cheap setup. You have a 6% move in the stock price, so that's the beauty of trading options. The stock, you only need to move about 6%. If that stock moves 6%, you're going to have a 100% return if you buy that 24 strike call. for 75 cents. 75 cents plus strike price, that's your break even. So 24.75 is your break even point. Add another 75 cents to that, and then you have 100% return. 75 cents plus 75 cents is $1.50. $1.50 plus 24 is $25.50. So with that stock at $25.50, you make 100% return. Just needs to have 2 more days like today, a 6% climb, and you have 100% return on those calls. And as you can see, over the past 2 days here, it's had some nice climbs. Last 3 days here, really nice climbs, especially the last 4 days, from 21 to 24, $3 climb in 3 days. That's a significant move there.
Social justice action. So May, former Home Depot CFO adding more on capital allocation. She said we intend to have a laser focus on return on invested capital. We're reversing the downward trend that's occurred over the past several years.
We're now up over $1,600 for the day here. $1,603.50. There's that Nike trade that's really helping us out. And the puts are down about $1,000. If we didn't have the puts, we'd be up $2,600 today. But those puts are so important in hedging that account, because if you're properly hedged, you're still going to see that green there. If you're not properly hedged, then you're going to be seeing red. It's really important to be hedged properly. And I think that's what our next class is going to be on. What do you guys think? Next class topic on hedging, properly hedging?
Warnings from market volatility. Past times in production optimism. Production and new orders.
Yes, they're all saying in the trade room. Yes, yes, yes. Protective puts. Good. Sounds good. Medlin says Google's looking ready to break out. Googl. Google's looking ready for a big run here over the next few weeks. From now till November 20th, that thing could get all the way back. Now, see, here's a trade idea I do on Google. If you wanted a trade idea going out a little bit further, the October 16th Expo, 1,500 to be your stop, right? You could pick up this spread on Google, buy to open, sell to open. This is a trade idea for anyone that wants one here for about a month out till Expo. Now, what I'd be looking for is that 1600 R1. So resistance 1 at 1600. So I want to do something that gets us up to about there, right? So even if we picked up the 1570, 1575 vertical spread there, that's only going for 270 to be worth 5. That's overpriced there. That should change down well below 250. I wouldn't pay more than... So see how it says over here, the bid and the ask? That's why you see such big moves. It says you could pick it up anywhere from 80 cents to $4.80. I would not be paying more than $2.50 for this. The max you can make... Wow, we're up $1,700 now for the day. But the most you can make on this trade is the difference between these two strikes here. The difference from 1570 to 1575 is $5, right? So if you're buying that for $2.80 at the midpoint there, 265, 5 divide that by 2.65, that's only an 89% return. 89% return, you're better off going with an ATM at the money. Let me see here, let me clear that out. Nice climb here. Look at that. We are now up $1,700 exactly for the day. $1,700 gain for the day here. We are looking good. Let's see. Avilio said Nike MACD just crossed downward. Nike's at the highs of the day. She's been flat like that all day. But see how smaller the candles have been getting? So she's starting to consolidate there. But I love that setup. I'm definitely going to be holding that open. Uber and Lyft both look good there, Ron and Colin. Uber, here's a today 1 minute. Triple top right here, right at about 37. 3-month daily, that's looking like a hell of a setup there on the 3-month daily. I'd be looking at either $37.50 or $40 target if you're going out next week's expo. Logan says, could you please repeat that snap call, please? Absolutely, Logan. So Snapchat, I'd be looking at that September 18th. I'd be looking at that 24 strike call. It's going for 74 cents right now. You could pick up 10 contracts would cost $750 right now. So $750 for 10 now it's worth 76 cents. You're still continuing to climb. So when I just looked at that, it was 73. So it literally climbed from 73 to 76. That's already a 5% climb there if you got in. Now she's at 77. So you're already up over 6% if you got in at 73 cents like 10 seconds ago. But that's what I'd be looking at for next week's expo because it's got momentum. It's still climbing higher there. It looks great. And I'd be looking at easily that $25, $26 as a target profit area for Snapchat. Let's see. Gov is trading Lululemon. Lululemon had that big pullback there. I was waiting to jump in, but that was so frothy there too. Got all the way up to 400. She's down to about 315 now. They skimmed those candles right off that really quick after that earnings. But she's flattening out now. Some base support at 300. So it could possibly pull back another 18 points, maybe down to 290. But that should be an easy target right here at about 300 as support. So S1's going to be 300. Resistance here, you're going to be looking at the 350. This could be a nice hook pattern setup, especially if she gets down to 300, has that base support, and then starts to climb. That would be a beautiful hook pattern. And that type of hook pattern, what you're looking for there is something just like this. Is that initial drop down to support, and then you kind of level out there on support, and then what happens is you start to climb up to that R1. So here's going to be that R1, right? So that's R1. That's going to be resistance 1, or that equals target profit area.
Is it your strategy to just sort of ride this out, perhaps through what would be an unprofitable period, or can you actually still make money?
So what you're looking for, it's premature to get into it now. But what you're looking for there is that continued pullback down to about 300. Watch for it to hold that support area, and then if she starts to climb and form that hook, that's exactly when you want to get in. And then what's nice about that is once it starts forming that hook, you have your base support at 300, and that 300 then is going to be your stop area. First candle below that, that's going to be your stop area. So that's really important to keep an eye on that. Julia Miralez says, what's your target on Kroger? KR, if you take a look at Kroger, did you get in that? Do you have a trade on it, Julia? Do you have a swing trade, a day trade on it? Apple, you're probably going to be seeing a big pop, once we get closer to that event there where they're, what is it, the iPhone 12 they're doing, or iPhone 13 now? I don't know what it is, what we're at. But that's probably going to start to get a nice pop ahead of that. Julia says she has a day trade on Kroger. That's looking good. I'd have 34.75 to 35 as my target profit area on Kroger. Your stop, I'd have a stop at 34.25. Kroger's starting to break out nicely now from those lows. So Kroger, obviously, let's be honest. Who the heck trades Kroger? People usually are trading the best of breeds, your Walmart, your Amazons, and things like that. But, Kroger's got some momentum. It just had earnings, and they're talking about that. There she goes. She's climbing again there nicely. Andrew says he trades Kroger. You trade it frequently, or? Look at Kroger breaking out now. No problem, Julia. Julia, if you're not a member yet, please message us on our Facebook business page. I'd love to help you out. Because we are getting off of here right now. It's 11 o'clock. So here is our link for our business page. If you guys on YouTube have any questions, interested in membership, anything like that, shoot us a message there. One of our representatives will be with you right away. Or if you need help with the trade, I'd be glad to help any one of you. Look at Kroger breaking out there, Julia. You got to have a nice gain on that now. She's looking like she's ready for another continued climb. Disney's climbing off the lows as well. Look at that. We're up 1,800 now for the day.
If you go back to March, M&A was near an all-time low. We did about $2 billion or so of M&A of U.S. tech versus about $50 billion or so.
1,790. Now look, we're down $1,100 on the SPY puts there. I still think we're going to see some pullback here towards the afternoon here, so I'm holding on to those. But we could certainly be looking to take some profits on something else here. Our Snapchat trade's up 34%. Here's that Snap trade. That's just today. We're up 580 on that now. Also, let's see here. Nike is insanely going higher. That's Nike. Looking good there, guys. Look at this. It's internet. Or is it E-Trade Pro here? Anyway, guys, that's going to about do it. And that will conclude this morning's live trading session. We're going to be live again at 2. And in the afternoon is really when we're going to be focusing on those day trades, because we should see some great volatility in the afternoon session here. As you saw yesterday, 3-point-some billion on the imbalance on close. We could take advantage in the afternoon because those option premiums, like take a look here. Let me bring this over here. Let me bring up something like Facebook, for example, if it's going to come up. You take a look at the 270s. Right now there's $1.73 they're going for. There's only about 15 cents worth of intrinsic value. Extrinsic value, time value, is $1.60. So you're paying $1.60 for time value. So in the afternoon, when we go live at 2 p.m. here, that time value is going to decay and be worthless because there's not much time until expiration. So you're really only trading the intrinsic value of that option. And that's really important because if there's no theta, time value, those option premiums become cheaper. And then if the stock has any type of move there, obviously that's going to reflect much quicker and you're going to have a delta much higher there on that strike price ATM. So that's what we're going to be looking for at 2 p.m., guys. If you guys want to come join us, you guys could go to breakingchartalerts.com and come join us. www.breakingchartalerts.com. You guys could go to login, pricing plans, memberships, and you guys could get signed up right here. So the difference between these packages, trader membership, that really doesn't give you too much there. You get the live trading in the morning. You get the live trade room, access to the app. The Pro Trader, you get the morning live trading, the afternoon live trading, and you get some classes for, intermediate. And then Pro Trader, you get the morning, you get the afternoon live trading sessions, trade challenge, the newsletter every morning, the pre-market, post-market videos, the recap videos, current analysis, text alerts is included in that, and then also what's included with that is the classes. And you're going to have classes with this membership here every single week now. So you're going to have from beginner, intermediate, and advanced classes with the Pro Trader Elite. And this is a yearly membership. So what this program right here is here to do is to help you start from A to Z. Whether you're a beginner, whether you're an advanced trader, this package right here is going to help you. This is actually our trading academy. So we've built out our education suite, and this is going to help you whether you're totally new to trading or whether you're an advanced trader. This is going to help you perfect your trade plan, become a better trader, and it's going to teach you throughout that year. And it includes everything that's listed below here. So if you guys want to come join us, and we will be live in the afternoon. And live trading, you can see here, here's a live trade room, that chat room that you saw, and then live trading on video is going to be right here. You click on that at 2 o'clock, and if you are a Pro Trader or Pro Trader Elite Yearly member, you'll have access to that live afternoon trade session. Alrighty, guys, that's going to about sum it up for us today, and hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys at 2 o'clock, and great start to the morning here, guys. Alrighty, take care, God bless, and see you at 2. We'll be in the trade room now if anyone needs anything. Alrighty, take care.